You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right.
And now, a man barely 6 feet tall, but a mountain of muscle, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome, folks. This is Nite Lite. You got the Civic Media Radio Network and your favorite, hopefully, show about entertainment. Great to have you with me tonight. I don't know if I'm an inside source. What does that mean, Conrad? Todd says, your inside source. It's like I'm keeping a secret.
Well, it's just the guy closest to the information.
I guess so, right? I probably know more than some people. Mostly I'm just a fan, but I would love to be an inside source. I'd love to be the inside guy. You ever been the inside guy?
Yeah.
Dude, this has been bothering me since I walked in the door tonight, and I want to get this out in the open. I have to just say this.
Yeah?
You look, the way you're dressed today, you look like Mike McCarthy's son. You should be coaching the Packers on the sideline.
Yeah, I got
Total coach wear.
I got like a bomber on.
Yeah, you got a bomber. I haven't heard that
And it's
phrase.
green too.
And you got a green hat to match. Is that a golf thing?
Yeah.
Good? Okay.
Good. Yeah, good.
I'm digging it, dude. Did you have a good sports weekend?
You know, I helped out. Well, helped out is, I don't know if I helped out a lot, but I was there. I was at my brother's garage sale.
Oh.
I sold $13 worth of stuff.
Did you get a taste?
I brought a driver.
A couple bucks.
I brought a driver and I brought it's called the chipper, and it's like a putter, but it has an angle on it. So when you hit it, it goes up in the air a little bit, but not too much,
It's like halfway between wedge and putter.
Yeah,
like
so
that?
it's a lazy way to chip.
All right. That
So
sounds like my kind
I
of,
sold that.
That's kind of a sports weekend. Selling your old golf stuff at a
Yeah.
garage sale.
I did go golfing though with
right.
my brother and a friend. So
Dude, all night, you're just going to look like a football coach. You need a whistle right now.
I can't whistle. If I wish I could.
You should be running OTAs. I love that.
I should
love
be
that
there. Yes.
outfit, man. It's awesome. That is the voice of Conrad Krieger, folks. He is riding shotgun tonight, working the board. And I am Pete Schwaba. We've got a great show tonight. Let's get things first, though, folks. If you have not played our Scotty Summer Text to Win contest here at Civic Media, you've got to do it. We have great contests here. They seem to get more popular every time we do them. This one, you're eligible until June 13th. That's coming up, dude. That's only Friday. You know that?
It is Friday.
All right. So if you have not played Civic Media Scotty Summer Text to Win contest, you got to get in on the fun. All you have to do to be eligible, you just have to have the Civic Media app, which most of you probably have anyway, and get the keyword, listen throughout the day, get the keyword at the beginning of the hour, text in at 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. for your chance to win big prizes. Every hour that you play, you're eligible for $100 cash or a pair of Milwaukee Brewers Club level tickets. Conrad will attest they are outstanding seats.
Yes.
And each hourly entry qualifies you. Get this. You thought $100 was great or Brewer tickets? Most places, that's the grand prize. No. Not here at Civic Media. We're going the extra mile. The Scotty Summer Statewide Text to Win contest offers 2 grand prizes, Wisconsin summer vacations, either in Door County or Baraboo, with gas money to get you there in your pocket. Even if you use like the premium stuff, we'll pay for it. You have 4 daily chances to enter, as I mentioned, 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m., and it ends this Friday. So check it out, and good luck, everybody. I had a weird weekend. It was kind of strange. I had a fridge leak about a month ago. Our ice maker was leaking. It went down into the ceiling and leaked into the first floor. We have kind of a weird house where the bottom is kind of a living area, but our main living area is on the top floor. And I had all this water dripping down. This is like a month ago. I had to air it out, fans. I had the dehumidifier going, And my wife or daughter, they are totally in cahoots on this, will not say who turned back on the ice maker. But somehow they thought maybe it would magically have fixed itself. Well, no. I was in my office last night. I come out, and the sound was like it was raining in my bathroom, downstairs bathroom. There's just water coming down again. So I had my buddy Mike Corwin come over. Shout out to Mike. He's the guy that, like, I kind of know what I'm doing, but, like, I'll get behind the fridge. I pull the fridge out. I look at the tube that goes to the ice machine. Like, I'm going to see what I have to do to fix it. And I don't know anything about stuff like that. So Mike came over. We figured it out. I borrowed a couple fans. I had a couple fans. Dried the whole thing out again. But now we have no ice maker, Konrad. So what do you make of that?
Well, you know what you can do?
And it's summer.
You go out to the dollar store.
Yeah.
And you grab an ice tray.
I'm listening.
You fill it up with water.
Old school.
Put it in the freezer.
Okay.
That's what I have. I have 2 of them. And I have a whole container. So you just keep filling it until eventually you have 50 pieces.
More ice cubes
of ice.
than you know what to do with.
Yeah.
The problem is I've been there. I've been down that road. I'm older now. I want automatic ice. I can't be filling ice trays anymore.
No.
I've graduated past that. What I'd probably do is buy a bag of ice. And I'm not the kind of guy also that's going to run out and buy a new $1,200 refrigerator because the ice maker's broken. We'll just slum it. I'm not doing that.
You can just go to Quick Trip and get the crushed ice.
I knew you were going to say Quick Trip. We could do that.
There's nothing better than crushed ice at Quick Trip, you know?
I can't do the crushed ice. I got to
Really?
be honest
You have
because
to have full pieces?
I need full pieces because when you're drinking a beverage, I don't like when the little pieces get in your mouth.
I love that.
Do you?
It's like
Can't.
turns into like a little icicle, you know
It's
what
like
I
a
mean?
slushy.
Yeah, a little yeah,
I just
exactly.
want
a
to
little
taste the
slushy.
libation. I don't need a slushy at every around every corner. But
Are
to each
you-
his own?
All right, so does this bother your drinking because what I do when I drink water, I make sure that it's super cold every time. So I have 12 pieces of ice in my water constantly.
Yeah, sometimes I like that, and sometimes I like room temp. I got to be honest.
So you're just going room temp now from now on.
Well, or cold out of the spigot, as they say.
Yeah.
If I'm just drinking water to get my 60 ounces, I don't do a lot of people say you need 130 ounces a day or half your body weight in water. I'm not doing that. I can't, you ever drink that much water and then all day you're walking around and your stomach is like sloshing around. It's terrible. So I'll do 50 to 60 ounces a day. And if I'm just chugging water to get it into my system, I want room temp. You get that head rush otherwise,
When I was in college, I'd make sure I get my water. I haven't done it in a while, but
Yeah, it's important.
it feels like a hassle. Like you're like, I got to drink more
It
water.
is. But, and the other thing I don't get is the people that carry around a gallon with them.
Oh,
It's like,
there's-
what are you going on the Oregon Trail? You're just going from your house to the office or to the store. You carry that much water on you? I don't know.
I'd see that all the time when I was at Milwaukee.
And that's good. I mean,
I'd see it every day, actually. I'd see someone with a huge milk jug.
but I think that's good because when I was in college, you never saw that. But college kids today, when I would visit my son a couple years ago or my daughter now, they all have water on them. I think that's probably a good thing.
They're just preparing for the night,
Yeah, or the apocalypse. Some of those containers.
They
are
want to get
ridiculous.
hydrated before they start drinking beer.
Exactly. Hey, we have a really fun show tonight. From Young Sheldon, the very talented actor, Lance Barber will be joining us at 6:35 over the stream. Lance has been on the show before. It'll be great to talk to him. He's always a blast to talk to. Did I tell you what what Lance's nickname for me was when we made The Godfather?
Balls.
Balls. He calls me Balls. And I
Balls.
call him Balls back. It's just kind of a weird. And you know what? If you want to go ahead and try to censor that, that's fine. But balls are balls. It doesn't mean we're talking about those balls.
Golf
We
balls?
could be golf balls,
Tennis
volley
balls?
balls. We just call each other balls. It's a fun, endearing name, I think, for two
Balls.
fellas. That's kind of what it is. It emails, it texts, yo, balls. And then you'll sign it like Schnutz or something goofy. So Lance and our brand of silliness will be here at 6:35. It'll be good to talk to Lance. And then, Konrad, check this out. Green Bay It Girl, that's what I call her because she knows everything about Northeast Wisconsin. Heather Heil will be here in studio. And we have what? Go ahead and tell the people what we have in store for Heather.
Well, she works at a museum.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, why don't we go down a trip down memory road?
Love
and
it.
make a Northeastern Wisconsin history quiz.
This is tough, too. I mean, I'm not... She
they're
should
not
do
terrible.
fine.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple challenging ones,
Right.
but most of them are like, there's like 2 definite answers that are there.
Exactly. And people can play along with the quiz.
Yeah.
If you want to text in the answer, that's fine. We won't let Heather see it. But Coach K over there will put
I
the
wish I had
answer.
a whistle so every time she gets one wrong, I should blow it.
You can make her do burpees or
Yeah.
something. Hey, let's get to, without further ado, let's get to the question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions?
This question.
Domanda. Question.
Question.
Questions.
I can't stop eating iced cream lately, folks. And I said iced cream. 'cause
I
that-
was about
that-
to stop you right
No,
there.
that is the
No.
actual term. It's iced cream. It's not ice cream. I can see why you think that, though. And it is easier to say. So tonight's question, what is your favorite brand? What do you like? Cold Stone, Baskin Robbins, Cedar Crest, store-bought, Breyers. There's so many different brands. What is your favorite brand? Summer is here. It's our favorite summer treat, ice cream. And I want to know what yours is, folks. Let us know. You could text us at 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC, or let us know on the app, or if you're watching on the stream on Facebook, X Twitter, or YouTube, let us know. And while you're there, if you're so inclined, give us a like or a follow while you tell us your favorite brand of ice cream.
And please text in, is it iced or ice?
You're welcome to weigh
With
in on that, folks. Technically, it's iced because it's iced tea. It's corned beef. It's not corned beef. I'm just trying to listen. I'm just being Mr. Grandma here
Iced
tonight.
cream doesn't roll off the tongue.
No, it doesn't.
Like ice cream.
Ice cream is easier.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But I'm a bearer for detail. I would have to say, I think my favorite, just because I have great memories of going to Baskin Robbins when I was younger, I might say Baskin Robbins, but I love, when I'm in Madison, I love the chocolate shop. That is great stuff. So I have a tie for first between those two. If I had to give the nod, I'd go chocolate shop. It's more mom and pop than Baskin Robbins. But you've got Haagen-Dazs. Yesterday I wolfed down some peanut butter chocolate Haagen-Dazs.
Mm.
Dynamite. All good stuff. You got Ben and Jerry's. You got all kinds of stuff. What are you going to say, Conrad?
I got a time myself.
Yeah?
When I was growing up, in the Kewaskum area, you go to Eden in between Fond du Lac and Lamira.
We just talked about this last week, didn't we?
And that is Kelly's County Creamery.
Oh, yeah.
And they
yeah.
have some of the best ice cream I've ever had. Better than any of the store-bought ones,
Yeah.
Because right behind them is the farm where they make it.
Right.
But I also have another one, which is when I lived in Milwaukee. I hadn't tried until then, is Kopp's frozen custard.
Oh, you like that custard, too.
Oh, that Kopp's frozen custard with they got a huge burger, and then you get
Yeah.
a little scoop with it.
On the
Dynamite.
side? Yeah.
Dynamite.
All right. Yeah, I like, I was never a fan of custard, but I had been eating like Culver's when we first moved back to Wisconsin. People are like, that's custard. It's not ice cream. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? And then I realized, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just like a more, like, I don't know, was it more dense or what?
Different. It's a different. I can't even talk, but consistency.
Yeah. It's all good stuff, folks. Let us know what your favorite brand of ice cream is. It's 715. No, 855-752-4842. Let us know, and we will come right back and read your texts, and we've got some other fun stuff planned, too. Lance Barber from Young Sheldon is here at 6:35. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
Welcome back. You've got the Civic Media Radio Network, folks. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. I am Pete Schwaba. Conrad is dressed like Coach McCarthy tonight. He is riding shotgun as usual. Coach K. That's a good
Yeah, you can just call me Coach K.
Coach K. The other Coach K. The less annoying Coach K. I don't know what happened to that guy. I used to like him. But, man, did he just turn evil or something? I mean, it was probably 2015 in Duke, Wisconsin I'm going back to. I don't know.
It's just because it's Duke. You know, that's
Probably.
that's why.
Probably. He's even from, like, the same neighborhood I grew up in Chicago, or close by. Like, so I kind of was rooting for him, but then I'm like, God, I can't stand this guy.
Can't
He's
stand
an
Duke.
arrogance, too. Yeah, and that's what it is. It's Duke. It's the arrogance.
Any coach of Duke, I'm just like, you know.
Right. Hey, Michael J. Fox turns 64 today. The star of Family Ties and Back to the Future. He has been dealing with Parkinson's probably for, 30 years now?
Yeah.
He has raised over $2 billion. Just him, since he's had this disease. And folks, that to me is amazing because, like, you feel like if you throw $2 billion at anything, you can solve it. But this is still an issue. My grandfather had Parkinson's. I've got a cousin that has Parkinson's. It's like a serious thing. $2 billion, Michael J. Fox. Tip of my hat. That is unbelievable. But I am also amazed that they can't. It seems like they should be able to cure anything if they got $2 million. What do you think about that, Conrad?
Love Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, same. Wait, what's Luke? I don't understand Luke's text. Did you read that?
He's talking about the burger that I was referencing with cops. It's
Oh,
huge.
okay.
He did. It's jumbo.
He's correcting you.
It's massive.
Yeah.
He could fit both of your hands on this thing.
Exactly. All right, we got a text overnight from our pal Bud in Janesville. 2 minutes to 6 in the morning. Looks like he slept in. Bud says, hey, Pete and Conrad, I'm not sure this donut exists. Oh, this was our question Friday night was, God, we're eating all the fatty foods.
Did you have any donuts over the weekend?
No, you know what I had? I love having Biscoff with my coffee. You ever have those?
Biscoff cookies are amazing.
Oh, God, they're so addictive. It's like you get one sleeve for like $5, and I eat at least half of them on a Saturday morning. That's all I have for breakfast, but it's probably like 500-600 calories.
Oh, yeah.
But very good with coffee. Bud says, hey, Pete and Conrad, I'm not sure this donut exists, but I would love to try a fried old-fashioned tip of the hat to Ollie from the North Woods, of course. Try a fried old-fashioned donut with jalapenos topped with a cream cheese frosting. Yum. Love the show. Bud from Janesville.
That sounds pretty good. It's like a jalapeno popper donut.
I guess. I don't know if you need the jalapenos, but yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I guess.
Get a little bit of spice in there.
It's just an odd combo. But you know what? I trust in Bud. So well done, Bud. Appreciate it. Our question of the night is, what is your favorite kind of ice cream? We're going for kind of a brand here. I said I had a tie between Baskin Robbins and the Chocolate Shop in Madison. Chocolate Shop edged it out. I like that it's not as big of a franchise. And I also like the ice cream. I think it's fantastic. And Conrad said, what's the Kewaskum place?
Eden, actually.
Eden, okay.
Kelly's County Creamery.
Kelly's County Creamery. That sounds delicious. That's a great title. Barb from Waukesha says you could buy a separate ice maker. Oh, you know what? Barb's got all the answers. I could do that, Barb. That seems like kind of a hassle, though. I never considered that. But I appreciate the tip. Thank you. Barb's in the 262. I feel like I'd just buy a new fridge if I was going to go and buy an ice maker.
I mean, they're not that bad. My parents recently bought one.
Why? Is the same freezer issue?
No, they put a bar in the house.
Okay.
And now they have an ice maker.
All right. So it's enhancing their drinking. All right.
Well, enough. Yeah.
Tom from New Berlin says, in my youth, the black cow from A&W.
Ooh.
I forgot about A&W. They have ice cream. Was the car hop era today. Chocolate mint chip. Conrad, my water has to be ice cold. We have to golf. Tom is going to stalk you until you hit the links with him. Ross from Crawford County says, I get Sassy Cow Creamery organic ice cream. They're out of Columbus, Wisconsin. I think I get it from the Willie Street Co-op in Madison. Nice. Very well done, Ross. Thank you. Jameson in Pennsylvania says, homemade all the way. Buy yourself a $300 machine with a condenser in it, not the garbage with ice and salt outside of it, and just have fun experimenting. Candied bourbon bacon is my personal specialty. Wow. That sounds really good. Add some jalapenos, though. He says, I have to say I'm going with iced cream as well. Thank you, Jameson. It's simply more proper, not lazy grammar. Jameson from Pennsylvania, ladies and gentlemen. He's in the 814, and he agrees with me. So take that, Coach K. Ross from Crawford County says, he said he's liking the Sassy Cow Creamery organic ice cream. That's a good one, too. Robert from La Crosse says, Sweet Shop in La Crosse, butter pecan. That's a great, I love those, like, if I haven't heard of it, I just assume it's a great ice cream place. It's not a huge franchise like your place in Eden, you know. Monica from Mount Horeb says, Chocolate Shop, Fat Elvis is one of my faves. Pete, I think you are a goofball. No one says ice cream. Oh, yeah, Monica?
Correct.
Well, how do you like this? Jameson is on my side. So put that in your pipe and puff on it.
So we got one for ice cream and one for ice cream. So we're tied right now.
Look, you can say ice cream until you're blue in the face. And frankly, I say it too. But if you want to be grammatically correct, it's iced cream. And there ain't nothing you can do to change that. Hey, we got a phone call. Let's try to squeeze this in.
Cindy
quick.
from Appleton.
Cindy from Appleton. We've got about
Hey,
30
Pete, how are you?
seconds. Good. How are you?
Well, good. My favorite is vanilla by Ben and Jerry's.
Straight
because
vanilla.
Yeah, because you can
love
make
it.
vanilla into so many different flavors. So I like having options.
I like having your phone calls, Cindy. That is outstanding. Thank you very much. Have a
Yep, have a
great
good one.
evening. And that's a good one. Ben and Jerry. They do fine work. All right. Hey, we're coming up next, coming back with Lance Barber. Lance was in a film I made called The Godfather of Green Bay and just finished a long run on Young Sheldon. Can't wait to talk to my pal. That's coming up after the news. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
But if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you.
Welcome back. Great to have you with me on this Tuesday night. We're broadcasting live from beautiful downtown Green Bay, statewide. A gorgeous sort of summer night here in Wisconsin. We sat on the porch for the first time the other night, and I needed a coat. It was like, and I was just sitting out there because it wasn't freezing. But it kind of sucks. The weather has been really sucky, I would say.
It was nice after that like rain passed yesterday.
Yeah.
After the rain stopped, it got pretty nice out.
Yeah, it's not too bad, I guess. All right. That was one of Conrad Krieger's 5-day forecasts. Do we have Lance?
Yes, we do.
All right. Fantastic. It is my pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome back to Nite Lite. You know him as possibly George Cooper on the hit show Young Sheldon. He's also been in another film with me called The Godfather of Green Bay. That's where we met. And he has many other acting credits. My pal, the talented Lance Barber.
Hi, Pete.
Dude, I am loving that mustache.
How about it? You know, I did this just for you.
You know, I don't know.
I had a full beard, but I said, you know what Schwaba would like? He'd like the old tickler. And so I put the old tickler back on.
There's one of the funniest things I've ever heard, and we're on radio, I can't say it, but it is called a blank sweeper.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, I almost went there and stopped myself live radio.
tickler was good. The only time I've ever had just a mustache without the beard was during COVID. My son and I grew matching mustache, so that was kind of fun, but
kind of gross, I'm sure.
And it was weird. I felt like Burt Reynolds, like I was in Smokey and the Bandit. But that is awesome, man. That's like a Croachy, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to go for the full croach.
I like it.
We call it the full croach.
The full croach. Hey, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing very well. I
heard that you were sitting on the porch.
I was.
Time has really gone by, hasn't it? Not only were you sitting on the porch, but you got a little chilly. What has happened to us?
Listen, dude, I have a favorite kind of seltzer water. I don't know when that happened. It's just not right. But I see you could still party because I see you have a banjo on the wall. And I love that. Do you play the banjo?
Yeah, nothing says wild man like banjo music. Nothing says party animal.
I play the jug. We could, next time we're around each other, we could have some fun. How you been, man?
I'm good. I got all the, my kid plays the music now. He's far surpassed me, with his string instruments. So they're just up as decorations. Now he's the one that plays everything.
That's unbelievable. It's so funny. Like you and I went a while without talking, not for weird reasons or anything, but like I always think of your kids as being the age they were when we last spoke, and probably mine too. How old are
Same.
you?
I think of your kids as being teeny, because that's when I saw them last. Maybe I saw your son more recently, but yeah.
Are your kids like teenagers now, Lance?
Yeah, I got 2 teenagers in the house, and I can hardly tolerate it. It's he's almost 17, and she's just turned 14, my daughter. So
nice.
That's actually pretty good. I welcome the teen years. There's all the traditional things that come with it, which we're tasting some of, but it's kind of fun to have them be the age they are. Yeah.
To watch those movies together, it's fun.
Yeah, for sure. That's what we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right. So as I mentioned, Lance was in a film I did called The Godfather of Green Bay. We shot primarily here in Northeast Wisconsin, and a little bit in LA and Vegas, but that's where we met. I've known you a long time, Lance, and I was so excited when you got cast as Young Sheldon. You were like the guy on our movie set that everybody said it's only a matter of time before Lance has a breakout. It certainly wasn't in The Godfather of Green Bay, but no, but we knew you were going to have like everybody and it's not any one of us. It was kind of a consensus. So can you talk about what that run was like? The last time you were on the show, I think your character had not met its fate yet, and you couldn't really say much. The show had an amazing ending and a great run. What was that like?
That was cool. I mean, to speak to the ending, it was kind of awesome. I've said this before, but like we all knew it was coming.
Yeah.
And so that was part of my, I was mostly prepared for that, where everybody else was kind of crushed, cast and audience alike. And even if they knew it was coming, because they decided to give the show a beginning, middle, and end. And I love that they did. The end came for that program, at least, was, when George died and Sheldon went to college. And I thought that was mighty cool of them to do that. And also the fact that I was America's dad on TV that died. Yeah. That's pretty cool for a character actor's like legacy, right? Like, we would, in our 20s, we're at the bar and we're talking about, remember that show, remember this show, remember that thing? And some kids are going to be in college talking about, remember when, young Sheldon's dad died? Oh yeah, that crushed me, right? I get to have that like as part of my acting legacy, and it's really neat for a character actor to have something like memorable in that way. So
I would imagine.
I'm super grateful. It was, it was a jackpot, awesome job for so many reasons. It came at the right time in my life, and my kids were the right age, and it was kids on the show, so I wasn't gone all the time. I shot at Warner Brothers. I was 12 minutes from work, and I was home for dinner most nights. And of course, the work itself, the show had such success, and I'm still getting, Netflix has it out now, and it still has a life in the way that it didn't used to before streaming. And so people are watching it for the first time, right? And they might watch it for the first time, do a run of the series years from now. And so, and I get approached by people saying, I just started it and we loved it. That's pretty cool. I'm really, it's got legs.
Absolutely. And it's one of the, like, you're right. I think that's so incredible that I talk to people now that still say, like, they just discovered Seinfeld 10 years ago. Well, it's going to be the same with Young Sheldon. I mean, especially in a franchise like that. Like, now there's a prequel, and it's just great. And I would imagine you as an actor, you don't even need a reel anymore. You just plop down that scene where you got to pass away on national TV, and that's like a pretty cool thing on your resume. I mean, great as an actor, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. I mean, it got to for a show that was a comedy, was a network sitcom, primetime comedy.
Yeah.
It had a lot of those moments that were heavy enough and had the heart. So we get to play those, and I think that's what grounded it and made it popular. So
absolutely. All right. So what do you do now, Lance? You had this great run. I'm
retired, Pete.
Wow.
I'm done. I'm just here playing the banjo most days.
That's not a bad life.
I am. It was about a year ago in April, I think, that we ended the show. And then I've just been a family man since. Everybody's talking about the business in Los Angeles being slow, and I can second that. It really is. It's different right now. things are less than they used to be for local work and auditions, etc. And that's fine. I mean, I'm to be gross, I'm in a financial position where I don't have to worry about what's coming next for a minute.
Right.
Right. And so I'm really enjoying. My kids are older; they're going to be out of the house soon. I'm really leaning into that. But I will get restless before too long and want to work. For sure. I'm waiting for you to put me in a movie, so. I'll be ready for that when that time comes. But, I feel like I'm in a position that I never had been before because of the show, because I can say no to things. I can feel comfortable waiting for the next thing, personally and, financially for my family. So it's super lucky.
Yeah. Here's a question on the stream from Mike for Lance. How does someone who does comedy with sock puppets at Rocktoberfest and doing a dine and dash with Joe Keegan end up being one of the most talented, beloved TV dads of all time? Also, are you up for a Godfather of Greenway sequel? Good God. Mike is always pitching a sequel. I'm like,
is that Desitel? Is that Mike? Is that?
Oh, yeah, Mike Desitel. Sure, you know Mike.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, Mike's a great guy. He had my favorite line in The Godfather of Green Bay when he was taking a squat in the woods. Yeah. That was my favorite performance of the film.
He had at a premiere in Marinette, he did that line and the place erupted because everybody knows him, and it's a funny line. And as the laughter dies down, you could hear Mike's mom say, "Michael, I'm so proud of you." It was just a glorious moment. Mike has always been good with the bowels anyway, on camera or off, I'm told. So. So
I don't remember Mike's answer, but I like that guy. And how did I'm just brimming with talent, Mike. What can I say? It's one of those things you're born with. You can't teach it. You know what I mean?
Hey, let me ask you that, Lance. What would be your next type of role? Like, let's say network TV came calling again, or a really cool streamer. Like, what would you want to play? You've already done the cool kind of badass dad who was very sweet and also protective and a great role. What would you want to do next if it was up to Lance or Balls?
If it was up to me, I get asked that and I just don't know. It's a very general answer. Something so different.
Really?
Everybody wants to lean into. There were 2 auditions for football coaches that have come this year, right? And different characters, different style. All of that. I don't want to play a football coach again.
Right.
And at least not right now. And so, those are things I'm passing on. Again, having the luxury of being somewhat choosy. I just want to do something that I haven't done before. Luckily I've done things before this that had a little attention. I was on a show called The Comeback and I played a jerk.
Yeah.
And kind of played the bad guy. And so I kind of have that already in my, on the resume. And I played an obnoxious character on Always Sunny that I still get recognized for a lot in public. So I have those things. I want to do something different than any of those. And I don't know what that is. Recently I auditioned for Little House on the Prairie. They're doing
oh, wow.
I think there's a reboot of it. Anyway, that is, it's a Western. It's a period piece. I haven't done that. I mean, something like that interests me. And again, very generally, just something I haven't done character-wise or style-wise.
Yeah. What about a cop that used to box in the service and that he's referred to as a tough bastard? That kind of guy. You'd be good at that, Lance. I'm working on it right now. Actually, the title of the script is called Tough Bastard, but TUFF.
I love
it. That's pretty cool. You also worked with Christopher Guest. What was that like?
Yeah, that's another feather in my cap. That was a dream come true for any of us. That it was a Christopher Guest movie. I was on screen for 30 seconds or something, but it didn't matter.
No way.
The audition was with him. That's my story about that. So I get to it wasn't even an audition. It was just a meeting. So I just got to talk to the guy with a chewed gum in front of me. And then, I worked one day on that movie and then had lunch with him and Eugene and the guys and got to go to the after party. That's the story, is I was in their company.
Yeah.
And it was in that one of the later movies that they did, and not,
but
and it was a dream come true. Everybody envied that because it was a Christopher Guest movie, of course.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm so proud to have that on my resume. That's for sure.
Lance Barber is my guest. He was one of the stars of Young Sheldon, and he is enjoying his retirement, which I'm sure will not last all that long. We have about a minute before a short break, Lance, and then we'll just have a few minutes more. I know you're busy, and you're leaving town tomorrow, right? You're going to see, where are you going?
We're starting our summer travels. That's another thing I can do because I'm retired. We go home every summer. You know, I'm a Midwest kid like you, Great Lakes area. In fact, part of my summer travels is a family reunion up in near Green Bay. I'm going up to my cousin's place who's hosting a big family reunion in Cronenwetter, Wisconsin. I don't know if you know where Cronenwetter is, but for crying out loud, it's up north there. And I'm looking forward to that. A bunch of people getting together that we haven't been together in a while. So any of you Cronenwetter folks listening, I'll be up there.
We'll go to the Google. We'll figure it out. We got to do a really short break, and then we'll come back, and I'm going to invite myself to Lance's family reunion, which will be awkward. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
And put you in misery. Since I met this little woman, I feel it's happened to me. And I'm telling you, it's too late to turn back now. I believe I'm falling in.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
Every time I think of you, I feel a shot right through the bow of good. It's no problem of mine, but it's a problem I find.
Welcome back.
Living a life that
I am Pete Schwaba. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. Great to have you with me on a Monday night. It feels like a Tuesday, but it's still a Monday night. Our question of the night is, what is your favorite kind of ice cream? Go brand on this one, folks. I say the chocolate shop in Madison. Conrad said someplace in Eden.
Kelly's County Creamery.
Kelly's County. Conrad is dressed like a coach tonight. And all things are good. Lance Barber is here from the show Young Sheldon and many other great credits he's been a part of over his illustrious career. And he's rocking a mustache tonight, looking good. Buddy, all right, where am I gonna go? You said
what's my favorite ice cream?
Oh, we could do that. Yeah, sure.
It's none of your business, Pete.
I didn't mean to get too personal to a guy who calls me balls. Do you have a favorite?
I like a butter pecan. I like a buttery.
That's old school. Like butter pecan, pistachio. I love it. Hey, I want to ask you, you said, when we were texting like a week or so ago, you said the town is dead, referring to LA. All my friends, many of them who work nonstop, say the same thing. What do you mean by that? Like when you say the town is dead, I know there's not a ton of production there, but it kind of perplexes me that a working actor so busy is saying it's dead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying it's dead because the amount of, since the new year, since the strikes, really, the amount of auditions that are available to me are just so limited. I mean, it's so much less than it used to be. Yeah. Pre-pandemic for sure, and pre-pandemic / double strikes. And it is an issue of, work being elsewhere and the industry being slower here. Like everybody there's people that I worked with on the show that had a sweet job for 7 years and some retired off of it. Union guys, in all different departments, camera and otherwise. And I'm hearing stories that they're driving Uber to make ends meet because there's just less production going on here, it seems. And you look at all the streaming services and there's, 30,000 things coming out every month, but I don't know where they're shooting them or what the opportunities are. So.
Right. Interesting. How was your time at Second City, Lance? I know you had this great training for what you do now, and I think you're obviously very naturally gifted, but what did a place like Second City, or if you did Groundlings or something like that, do for your career? Did that help?
Yeah, immensely. I'm glad that I did that. I was going to go to I went to community college and got my associate's degree in the theater arts, I'll have you know. And then after that, I was going to maybe go to a 4-year school, like Western Michigan University near me in Kalamazoo, Michigan, had a nice theater program, and I had designs on that. But I started working, and then a friend of mine, I went to go visit Chicago, took me to see a Second City show. It was called Pinata Full of Bees. Adam McKay and Tina Fey and people like this in the cast, and And I was blown away. And I'm like, I never had intentions, but this is what I'm doing. I thought I'd do theater. I didn't do any theater in Chicago. I just did Second City and Improv Olympics, sketch and improv. And that behooved my resume way more than like a BA from a university, I think, would in Los Angeles. I came out and improv was still huge.
Yeah.
And so it got me in all kinds of doors. The community that I found in that place in Chicago, at Second City, the history of the place, just being in the hollowed halls, all that brought so much. And I got great teachers. And then the community, the peers that I met are some of my still favorite, funniest people that I've met and were an inspiration. So, so you go to those places for all those reasons. It certainly was, looking back, those were the things that stick out to me, was the company I was in. That's
so great. What are you watching on TV, Lance? Anything you could recommend binge watch wise, or shows you like to watch with your kids?
What makes you think I have time to watch anything?
Well, you said you were retired and the banjo was on the wall. So
and my wife and I still fall asleep watching the news. Or I don't know how many times we've started The Bear.
Oh, I know.
You know, in like the last 2 or 3 years, whatever it's been on. We're dying to watch it. And then, you know, life happens and we're asleep at 9 or whatever. And the kids we have to run the kids somewhere. I honestly haven't watched. I watch stuff with more movies now, as we were talking about earlier. My kid's going to be 17.
Yeah.
It just opened up a world of things we couldn't watch them when they were little, because we shouldn't.
Yeah.
And now I'm playing the game of, hey, check this out. We watch Tarantino together. We watch things he's interested in, curious about, old comedies, horror. He's into horror. So that's what I'm leaning into, is the fun of that, you know.
That's so great. I love it when it's interesting you said that, because when I would try to get my kids to watch something, they never wanted to watch it. But like if I have it on, like sometimes I would be like manipulative and I'd have it on and I'd put it to a great scene I knew that they were going to gravitate towards. And the next thing you know, they're sitting there watching it and they have no idea I tricked them. So sounds like you're...
Yeah. I have to wait for my son now to like hear it from peers. He's
yeah.
like, hey, you know about this movie? I'm like, oh yeah, I know about that movie. I invited you to watch it, but you weren't interested. But if you watch it, let me know. I'd love to join you. So I join him.
Well, listen, dude, this has been fun. I appreciate your time. I know you got a lot going on in the way of family stuff. I hope you have a great summer with the family. Keep the tickler, and we'll look for Tough Bastard with Lance Barber, the new cop show
don't
coming
miss it.
out.
I'll let you know. We'll plug it on the show when we get it out there.
I hope so. Thanks so much, buddy. Good talking to you. You too.
Yeah, you too.
All right, that's Lance Barber. Boy, if you haven't seen Young Sheldon, folks, you've got a whole, 7 years, Konrad? You watched the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Check it
loved
out. Yeah, great stuff. And also, I forgot that Lance was on Always Sunny. That's probably, I thought last time he was here, he said that was like the next most recognizable role he had, even though he was great in The Comeback too. Incredibly talented guy. All right, when we come back, we're going to read some text. We're going to have, there's more. I got a real brouhaha going here over the iced cream thing and the ice cream thing.
It's ice cream, man.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll do all that. And Heather Heil will be here soon. I don't know exactly when. And we're not strict about when. She can just roll in. She has an open door invitation. So we'll have Heather here. We're going to give her a quiz. We're going to talk about what's going on at the Green Bay Children's Museum, all kinds of fun stuff. That's coming up after intermission. Act 2 starts soon, folks. Stick around for the news. This is Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Someone's living for their love. Someone's living for their love. And I love her. And I love her. I love her.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.